All right, let's dive in. We're tackling the Scarlet Gospels today.
Oh, this is going to be good.
It's Clive Barker.
Yeah.
So we know we're in for, well, a wild ride.
Absolutely. Barker doesn't hold back.
No, he does not.
And in this one, we've got magic going head-to-head with, well, Pinhead and the Cenobites.
It's a clash of worlds, really.
You could say that.
I mean, we're talking about secret societies of magic practitioners, ancient texts, demons hungry for power.
It's like he took everything we loved about Hellraiser and then just cranked it up to 11.
Exactly. And at the heart of it all is Pinhead.
And he is not messing around in this one.
Oh, no, he's on a mission.
Driven, you might say.
To say the least.
He wants power, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to get it.
Yeah, even if it means taking on Lucifer himself.
Which, as we'll see, is no small feat.
So where do we even begin with this story? It's so layered.
Well, I think it makes sense to start with the magicians.
Okay, like who?
Well, there's Joseph Rogowski. He's kind of the central figure in the magic world.
Right, the leader of this secret society.
They're called the Order of the Gash.
Catchy.
Yeah, well, Barker...
He's got a way with words.
He does.
So Rogowski's dead.
Starts that way, yeah.
But his buddies, I guess you could call them that.
Fellow magicians.
Right, they bring him back to life.
Desperate tugs, desperate measures.
And why are they so desperate?
Pinhead's been tearing through their ranks, basically dismantling their whole world.
Stealing their magic, right?
Their texts, their rituals, their knowledge. He's erasing their history.
And let's be clear, this is brutal stuff.
Oh yeah, Barker gets pretty graphic with the descriptions.
I mean, you've got Bigonzoli hanging by chains, Hayadot being, well, executed in this really drawn-out, painful way.
It's meant to be disturbing.
It definitely is.
Pinhead wants them to fear him.
To understand the power he wields.
Exactly.
So they bring Rogowski back because they think he's the key to stopping Pinhead.
They believe he knows where some of these lost texts are hidden.
Okay, so we've got this desperate magical society, a power-hungry demon, and a resurrected magician.
Sounds like a recipe for chaos.
That's just the beginning.
Now we gotta throw Harry Demort into the mix.
Oh yeah, our favorite detective.
He's been around the block a few times, seen things most people wouldn't believe.
And he's got a history with Pinhead, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, let's just say they're not exactly on friendly terms.
I mean, his partner, Scummy,
It doesn't end well for him.
that's putting it mildly.
Harry's carrying some serious baggage, both physical and psychological.
But he keeps going, keeps getting pulled back into this world.
It's like he can't help himself.
Like he's got this itch he can't scratch.
That's one way to put it.
So what brings him into this whole mess with Pinhead and the magicians?
Well, he's investigating this guy, Karsten Good.
Okay, who's good?
Some rich dude dabbling in the occult.
Nothing good ever comes from that.
You can say that again.
So what does Harry find?
Oh, just a hidden library behind me wall.
Casual.
Filled with all sorts of bizarre artifacts.
Like what?
Oh, I know. Shrunken heads, ancient grimoires, the usual.
And I bet there's a puzzle box in there somewhere.
Of course. Wouldn't be a Clive Barker story without one.
Limmershanian configuration, right?
The one and only.
The gateway to
pleasures unimaginable.
And Harry can't resist, can he?
Nope, he opens that box.
Bad idea.
Yeah, things go downhill pretty quickly after that.
So he gets a face full of Pinhead.
And his friend Norma, she gets taken.
Norma.
Yeah, she's the psychic, can talk to the dead.
So Pinhead's got her now.
And Harry's got a one-way ticket to hell to get her back.
This is not looking good.
Not good at all.
Last time it was like, bam, off to hell. And Barker, he paints this picture.
It's not just fire and brimstone, you know.
No, it's way more than that.
There's a whole society down there.
Really?
It's got its own rules, hierarchies, power struggles.
So it's not just like, demons running around willy-nilly.
Oh, there's plenty of that, don't get me wrong.
Of course.
But there's also this sense of order, a structure to the chaos.
Oh, interesting.
Barker, he's got this way of making even hell feel, well, real.
Too real sometimes.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So where's Harry in all of this? I mean, he lands in hell, right?
Well, yeah, but it's not like he just, strolls in.
What do you mean?
This place, it's impressive.
How so?
Everything's heavy, the air, the darkness, the sounds.
Sounds? What kind of sounds?
It's like a symphony of suffering.
Oh, great.
Screams, chains rattling, flesh tearing. It's relentless.
Okay, I'm getting the picture.
And then there's the monastery.
Monastery in hell.
This is where the Cenobites hang out.
Oh, right, Pinhead's crew.
They call themselves the Cenobitical Order. They've got this whole hierarchy, levels of power.
Like a demonic corporation?
Kind of, yeah. And Pinhead, well, he's not exactly the top dog anymore.
Wait, what?
He was banished, actually.
Banished from hell.
From the Order for getting a little too ambitious.
So that whole Lucifer thing.
Yeah, that's not exactly sitting well with the higher-ups.
Makes sense.
But he's still got his followers, and he's still making moves.
What kind of moves?
He's using these things called folded birds.
Folded birds. What are those?
They're like these origami things infused with his power.
And they can do what?
Spread chaos, sow discord.
Nice.
He's basically trying to destabilize hell, make it ripe for the taking.
So it's like a hostile takeover.
Basically.
Meanwhile, Harry's trying to find Norma.
And it's not a walk in the park, let me tell you.
I bet.
They encounter all sorts of creatures, demons, monsters.
Sounds delightful.
There's this one, the Quoto. It's like a giant fleshy blob.
Pass.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
And what about Norma? What happens to her?
Pinhead, he gets his hands on her.
Oh, no.
And the torture, it's classic Pinhead.
Gruesome.
And psychological, he gets inside her head, plays with her fears.
That's messed up.
But there's this twist.
What do you mean?
She has this out-of-body experience.
Like her spirit leaves her body.
While Pinhead's torturing her.
Yeah, it's like she finds this inner strength, this way to detach.
Wow, that's intense.
It's Barker. What do you expect?
So,
how do they escape? I mean, are they even going to escape?
well, they get some help.
From who?
This tribe in hell called the Azil.
They help Harry and Norma.
They're not exactly fans of Pinhead.
Makes sense.
They've got their own reasons for wanting him gone.
So it's like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Something like that.
Okay, so they're working together now.
And they're headed for Lucifer's cathedral.
Okay, so why there?
That's where Pinhead's planning his big power grab.
To take over hell.
And maybe even more than that.
More than hell. What's bigger than hell?
We'll have to wait and see.
So we're back, and things are not looking great, to say the least.
No, not exactly a happy ending in sight.
Lucifer's out there somewhere, and Harry, well, he's back in New York.
Blind.
Blind, yeah. Like, permanently blind.
A parting gift from Pinhead.
Ugh, that guy. Talk about holding a grudge.
But, even though Harry's lost his sight,
Yeah.
it's almost like his other senses are sharper.
Really? Like how?
That itch he's always had, that pull towards the supernatural.
Right.
It's stronger now.
Huh. So it's like a trade-off. He loses one sense, but gaining something else?
In a way, yeah. He's more attuned to the darkness now.
And the darkness is more attuned to him.
Exactly.
So what does that mean for Harry? Like, what's he supposed to do now?
Well, he's still got that detective's mind.
True.
And he's starting to understand the bigger picture.
You mean with the world soul and all that?
Yeah, Norma, she gave him some clues before she
died.
Yeah, it was a rough way to go.
It was.
But she managed to pass on some important information.
Like what?
About the world soul, how it's been corrupted.
By Pinhead?
By the forces of darkness, all of them.
And Harry's supposed to fix it.
Well, he's got a role to play, that much is clear.
But how? He's blind, alone.
He's not completely alone.
You mean like there are people helping him?
Well, sort of.
What do you mean, sort of?
Norma, her spirit.
She's still around.
She visits him, offers guidance, support.
Oh, wow. That's actually kind of nice.
It is, but it's also bittersweet.
Yeah, I can imagine.
They had a strong connection, those two.
It's clear they cared about each other.
And she's not just there for emotional support.
It is.
She helps him understand the world soul.
So what is it exactly, this world soul thing?
It's like the energy that connects everything.
Everything.
All living things, the universe, everything.
Okay, that's a lot to process.
And when that energy is corrupted,
bad things happen.
the world suffers.
So Pinhead, Lucifer, all their chaos, it messed things up.
Big time.
And Harry's supposed to, like, heal this world soul.
That's the mission, as far as we know.
Wow, that's a lot of pressure.
For a blind guy in New York.
You're telling me.
But Harry, he's not one to back down from a challenge.
No, he's not.
He finds a way. He uses his apartment, makes it a safe haven.
A safe haven for who?
Lost spirits, the ones who need guidance.
He's like a spiritual counselor now.
In a way, yeah.
That's pretty amazing, actually.
It is.
So even though he's blind, even though he's been through hell, literally,
he still finds a way to help others.
to make a difference. That's Harry for you.
This has been quite a journey.
It has.
I mean, the Scarlet Gospels, it's intense.
Barker at his finest.
Magic, demons, hell, it's all in there.
And it makes you think, doesn't it?
It really does.
About good and evil, power, the choices we make.
Yeah, and about the strength of the human spirit.
Even in the face of darkness.
Exactly.
So, if you haven't read it yet,
what are you waiting for?
It's a wild ride.
A wild ride indeed.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
See you next time.